The new evidence shared in the Young Thug YSL Rico trial is very concerning. Lawyers are claiming that this evidence will now be the end of Young Thug's rap career for one specific reason. As in all of Young Thug's music videos and the behind the scenes of the recordings, Young Thug has practically self-snitched on himself for being a part of street teams. As the jury would then be shared this old video of Young Thug recording a music video for one of his songs.
Did you see Mr. Williams putting up any identifying signs within that first few seconds of the video?
I did.
And what was he doing?
He was throwing the B's again, the two guys, and he also threw a 5-point star.
In that particular portion at 1:30, do you see Mr. Williams throwing up any?
I did.
And what did he throw up?
He threw up the again.
The prosecutors showed around 20 music videos where Young Thug self-snitched on himself by throwing up hand signs confirming that he is a part of street teams. As this is very important because the crimes that Young Thug was allegedly a part of were at the exact same time that these old music videos were recorded. Now things would get even crazier as an officer would then reveal even more evidence of Young Thug being a part of a street team, confirming that there is several videos of Thug self-snitching on social media.
Now, have you had the occasion to view any videos with Mr. Williams in which he either himself self-identifies or associates himself either as a member of Rock Crew and or a member of YSL?
I have.
How many videos have you seen?
I don't know the exact number, but a few.
Okay. For the purposes of this testimony today, have you seen 3 specific videos as it relates to this testimony today?
I have.
As this gives confirmation to the jury that Young Thug is truly about that street life. This is very concerning as the prosecutors are now doing a complete takedown of the Atlanta music scene. However, they're also targeting Lil Wayne. Today, the prosecutors would ask the officer on the stand about Lil Wayne's affiliation, including his tattoo.
And are you familiar with who this individual is?
I am.
And who is that?
It's Dwayne Carter.
Okay. And does he have another name that he goes by?
He does.
And what is it?
Lil Wayne.
And are you aware, through any of your knowledge and experience, if Mr. Carter, Dwayne Carter, self-identifies as a member of?
I believe that he does.
Okay. Tell the jury if you need to stand with the stick and point to what those identifiers are within Defense Exhibit 31.
There's a large MOB across his chest, often used particularly by West Coast, but is used across the country. He has 5 red 5-point stars across his chest.
But even worse for Young Thug, we're now seeing Gunna's name being brought up as well. When the famous YSL snitch was asked, and I quote, "Is Gunna and Lil Duke associated with the Blue Street team, and are they members of YSL?"
Thank you. Mr. Stevens, you were asked on cross-examination a number of questions about the color blue. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Are there that are members of YSL?
Yeah.
Is Gunna a
Yeah.
Is Duke a
Yeah.
Is Duke YSL?
Yeah.
Is he a member of Young Slime Life gang?
Yeah.
And what about Gunna? Is he a member of Young Slime Life?
Yeah.
All right. Is Gunna's real name Sergio Kitchens?
Yes.
Is Duke's real name Martinez Arnold?
Yeah.
With the courtroom knowing that Gunna is a part of a street team, it affects Young Thug even more. Let me explain. It all begins when it was reported, and I quote, "Jurors in the YSL trial just saw these photos of Gunna and Young Thug arrested in 2017 during a traffic stop in Atlanta with several narcotics and cash. Prosecutors say it supports the Rico conspiracy charge. And with the police body cam footage showing the arrest of Gunna and Young Thug on the ground, things get real, as this is the crime that Gunna snitched on Young Thug in. Gunna claimed the illegal items inside of the vehicle were not his. The other man in the back seat also claimed the items weren't his in a plea deal. Now, common sense would then point towards Young Thug owning all of these illegal items inside of the car. However, it gets even crazier as the prosecutors would then question the arresting officer.
All right, so he's sitting on the curb. Mr. Jones is sitting on the curb, correct?
Right.
And Mr. Kitchens is also sitting on the curb. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. At some point, you go into the vehicle and you search the car.
Right.
You found Mr. Kitchens, by the way, was driving the car, right?
Right.
As finally it was Young Thug's lawyer's turn to cross-examine the arresting officer, as he believes that Gunna's vehicle was only pulled over because the officer saw him driving a very expensive car.
Come out of, and you said earlier, you pull over folks for window tint all the time, don't you?
Correct.
It wouldn't have had anything whatsoever to do with the fact that you saw 3 guys in a Maybach, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
What's the objection?
I sustain the objection.
Your Honor, the state asked the question yesterday as to whether or not he knew the race of the individuals in the vehicle.
The judge was not happy with this question at all. Even the prosecutors tried to counter-question the arresting officer, but it made the judge angry again.
Partial of the firearm. So if he's crossed about, yes, Your Honor.
We covered this yesterday. It doesn't have a nexus. Stop trying to get into it. I'm still not convinced. So, he shouldn't testify about why he was there. It's not relevant at this point in time, because what it does is invites and opens the doors. So you're not gonna do that.
As this is where things would take a very wild turn. The video of Gunna accepting his plea deal would then be reviewed inside of the courtroom. New information would tell a different story when Gunna snitched on Young Thug.
Not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
As according to Young Thug's father, that video of Gunna accepting his plea deal against Young Thug isn't actually snitching somehow.
Courtney said, how do you feel about Gunna?
I love Gunna.
See, that's the thing. People don't understand the relationship. They got this thing saying that Gunna is a rat and he's done this and done that.
But see, let me try to help the attorney clarify that a little simpler.
Okay.
Gunna hasn't done anything whatsoever that can hurt us on this case. Period.
As this didn't settle well with Lil Baby, it's obvious that Gunna put the blame on Young Thug for having all of those illegal items inside of the car. We all heard it. This is why in Lil Baby's newest song titled 350, he goes and states the lyrics, "Ain't never said nothing about it, boy you know you a rat." This would end up going viral on social media. Young Thug's father would then respond to Lil Baby in an interview where he would defend Gunna once again, and he would also tell Lil Baby to stay quiet.
How do you feel about Lil Baby throwing at Gunna for his plea deal? For his plea?
He need to shut the fuck up, cause he don't know what's going on. You know, he's going off of what he heard. Ask Lil Baby, have he ever came to a court date?
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I want y'all to ask these damn rappers and these bloggers with this whole snitch shit and this. When have y'all went to a court date to support Slime, to support Jeffrey, to support Thug, however you want to name it? Go on their social media pages and say, why in the haven't you been at the courthouse to support your dude? And I guarantee you won't get an answer.
As while all of this is going on the sideline, the evidence against Young Thug in his Rico trial is just being piled on, as the YSL snitch Trontavious Stevens would go on to reveal that YSL does all of their selling at a gas station located at 221 Cleveland Avenue.
The gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell.
initials next to number 13?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to put your initials next to them?
No.
This is huge evidence to reveal. All the feds now need to do is go to that gas station, get several years of surveillance footage, and arrest a lot of these members of YSL for selling at this gas station on video. This surprised the entire courtroom when he revealed this, as Young Thug's lawyer would try to put a stop to it so fast. He tried objecting the statements that he made. However, it made the judge extremely angry.
This is testified.
I'm objecting at this point. Hey, Mr. Harvey, we're not going to have any of that. I'll sustain your objection, okay? We're not going to be belligerent to one another. You can rephrase.
Yes.
Just please sit down, okay? I don't need any help from you, okay? All right, and there's no objection on the floor. So, all right?
My objection, Your Honor, to that last series is that the court, I would ask the court to allow the witness.
He's finished the statement. There's nothing else. It's like if he asks to continue his statement, then fine. But sit down and stop interrupting, Mr. Matthews. Mr. Stevens, are you finished with your last response, or did you finish? Was there anything else you were going to say?